I really thought I was super successful doing what I did.
Yeah, was that the face you made?
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly the face that I made.
Because I'm making it now.
Yeah, like.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? I think the minimum was $1,000 profit after the rent had been paid, the utilities.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So you were in either Austin or Dallas, you were mentioning previously, when you kind of realized the Airbnb is the way to go.
Yeah.
Tell us the genesis of that.
So the genesis of that is I really thought I was super successful doing what I did. So I had, at the time, probably over 40 rental properties. And again...
And these are rentals, monthly rentals?
These are monthly rentals.
And are they truly month to month, or were they leased kind of things?
They were leased, 1-year leases. That was my deal. I would actually, what was crazy is at one point, I was really big into 2- and 3-year leases.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was the way my mentor taught me, because it would really give people, a lot of security.
Yes.
And then too,
the security for you too.
Exactly, exactly. So
until you want to do an Airbnb,
exactly.
We need you to leave.
Now I need you to leave and get out of my property.
Yeah.
But I would love doing 2- and 3-year leases with people. I would love doing rent to owns with people. I got the house. A lot of times, like I said, I got them subject to, where the mortgage is in someone else's name. I'm just making the payments.
Right.
And now I can get it over to this guy that has bad credit, and he buys the home for me. He's going to pay more than than normally, because he has bad credit, and we did a lease purchase. So that was my claim to fame and how I was able to retire from corporate America.
And how many did you say you had at once?
I think it was like 42.
How did you manage all of that?
So I didn't. Of course, you have property managers. I have a
Okay.
real estate license,
All right.
so you don't manage every single property yourself.
But the business.
But the business is a full-time business. Yeah, it is a full-time business.
And did Music Hubby help out at all?
A little bit.
I hope he doesn't watch this.
I know.
Because he's just going to feel terrible.
He should. He doesn't help.
You're so sweet to protect him.
I love him to death.
No,
but this is not his cup of tea,
Yeah.
and we really had to come to terms with that. So
anyway, so you've got property managers.
Got property managers.
Landlords, all that stuff.
I'm still doing a few flips, but I was having a lot of people interested in seeing my flips. So I'm in Dallas at the time, and, doing little meet and greets, and, me being
wait, stop. Now wait, seeing your flips.
Yeah.
You mean, what do you mean by that?
So even if, when I say a flip,
I know what a flip is, but I mean, when you say see it, are there people living in it already?
No, I'm renovating the property. Like on TV, we like watching flips.
Well,
we
it's
love
in progress.
Correct. We love watching flips.
Yes.
So people were like, I want to see actually what happens. Can I meet your contractor to learn? Yeah, and this is really how I got into the teaching of it.
Because you go, well, if you want to come learn.
Correct. I'll put together a little class and teach a few of you guys.
I know you do learn, do teach.
Correct.
Yeah.
I do now. Learn, do, teach is definitely one of the things
I'm all over the place, baby. You're so fascinating, and there's a million questions, but let's just stay on track. Okay. So, I don't remember what the track was. Oh, yeah. So people want to see the flips.
So people wanted to see the flips. So I started putting together little classes where I would do little tours of, I had like 2 flips going on at the time. This is and it's funny, it was me and this other lady. We were flipping houses. I'll actually shout her out. Her name is Tanita Bailey. And she's in Dallas still. She does mortgages mostly, but we were flipping houses, her and I, similar personalities, and other women, especially like corporate women. We had all these friends that wanted to see our flips. Like, let us see. So we would get 5, 10 of them together. We would have lunch. We'd do a tour and show them how much the contractor paid for this. How, just kind of outline, doing a little class, $500, $400, and getting people together to do this. And so I had a student, now I'm kind of teaching. I ended up having a student who's 18 years old.
Girl?
All right?
Girl or boy?
Boy, guy.
Okay.
Jeremy. And he tells me about Airbnb. He's like, man, he's living in Florida, so this is remote. He already lived in Florida. I think he lived in like Daytona, but he wanted to do Orlando. And this is how I got to getting more properties in the Orlando area, because he said, we can rent apartments and I can make more money with some properties that I rent, some apartments, than you are making on your rental properties. I assure you.
And Yeah, was that the face you made?
Yeah,
Like, come on.
that's exactly the face that I made.
Because
like,
I'm making it now.
yeah, like
How do you do that?
How do you do that? He was absolutely right. So we ended up getting some corporate leases because, of course, if you have a business, and I teach all of this, you can actually rent apartments in your business's name as corporate leases. And the landlord would give you permission to have other people there.
I was going to ask how do you make that? Yeah, because if I walk up to some complex somewhere and go, I want to rent out this apartment, and then I'm going to start bringing in different people every day.
Yeah, they're not going to go for it.
It's corporate.
They're not going to go for it. So it is definitely, and it's funny, now that this has become more popular, we have different scripts and ways that we do this, but, and not every apartment is going to be open this, but if you find, again, apartment complexes with a problem, a vacancy issue, you gotta be a solution to people's problem.
That is good.
So you find apartment complexes that's having a lot of turnover or have too many vacancies. Now they're open to you as a business.
That is true. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah.
That's how stupid I am. And I'm sure a lot of you are too. I'm just kidding. Well, no, but that's a great bit of advice.
It is. And that's how it opened up. And so we rented, I think, 4 or 5 apartments. By the second or third month, he had absolutely shown me that on each apartment, I think the minimum was $1,000 profit after the rent had been paid, the utilities, everything. And to furnish them only cost maybe $3,000 to put the whole 1-bedroom apartment together. Bed, linens, towels, just everything.
Wow. So you partnered with him.
I did.
And do you still?
Well, no, we're done. So we
Okay.
finished our partnership. And then, of course, this is a part of his growth. So, of course, you start renting apartments. Then he's making money. So then he bought houses. You know what I mean? You don't have to stay there. As you grow, you go to the next thing. Like now, I don't really do that. I have a whole apartment buildings. I have the whole building, 20, 40, 100 units. And then we'll put a portion of them that are Airbnbs and the rest are long-term tenants. So you start where you are. And that's what I tell people. You don't have to think, oh, I'm bankrupt, I'm poor, I don't have any money, I can't start this thing. This young kid turned me on to profits, and I gave him the money to do it. Wow, that was an amazing episode. If you want my new book, you can get it absolutely free at noelsfreebook.com. Get my new book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, absolutely free. You just cover the shipping and handling. Go to noelsfreebook.com. That's Noelle with an S, noelsfreebook.com. I have poured my heart into this book, and I am teaching you all about real estate, how I started with bankruptcy, bad credit, no money, and how you can do the exact same thing too. Check out my new book because I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success. I pretty much probably have properties in like 30 states.
Maybe New Orleans or somewhere.
New Orleans is a no. Now my day-to-day is a lot easier. I've carved out a nice little life for myself. The pandemic was scary. It was scary for us. All of those bookings got canceled.
Yeah, right.